All this GR Cup action is proudly brought to you by Toyota Gazoo Racing. The Extreme Festival of Motorsport, proudly presented by Coca-Cola Beverages South Africa, as always travels the entire country to every single circuit that we've got on the racing calendar, and one of them is in the magnificent city of Quebec, also known as the Friendly City and the Windy City, and we're hoping that the wind stays away, particularly for the GR Cup. It's going to be some urban surfing out there, but this time on the tarmacs at Aldo Scribanti. Well, we mentioned the wind. It certainly has not come to play the game today. It is pumping, but the crowds are here in full effect, and we managed to catch up with Leroy Poulter, the team principal for GR Cup.
It's our first time here in PE with the new Yaris here. It was a bit of a quick rush to get them all down here, but I've driven the car around. It's unbelievable, this new thing. It's from 198 kilowatt, it's up to 210. So it's really amazing. And then we've changed from the manual box and we've gone to an auto box now, which is it's really made the car nice to drive. And I think for the journos as well, they may be a bit easier that they don't have a clutch to use, but I think it's a better car. It's pretty much close to stock. We've changed pads and small things like that, but other than a standard car, as we said, like the others, got a roll cage. We've changed the exhaust, but it just shows you again the car, it's just standard out the showroom floor, does the job.
Those are some pretty spectacular specs there on this new little Yaris. The old one was good, but at 210 kilowatts, it means that the journos that are invited to join this series are going to have their hands full. 8-speed automatic gearbox as well. Oh, looking forward to seeing what they can do out in qualifying now. As we roll out, it's everybody out there at the same time. 86s, Yarises and Corollas, and everybody looking to try and get to the front end of the field. Nabil Abdul has been pretty spectacular this season as well, along with Mario D'Souza. And at the front end of the 86s and at the front end of qualifying, it looks like it might be Jason Kutsia in the 86 who's setting the pace. He's done an amazing job there. You can see it on the screen there. It is Kutsia who has come tops as the checkered flag comes out, beating Nabil Abdul and Mario D'Souza. That's the top three in each of their respective categories as the top three overall, with the Foss, Ngwenya and Ken Swartz making up the top six. A good effort there as well for Andries de Villiers, Puti Mpanya and Jordan Moodley, but watch out for Lawrence Minnie coming through in the Auto Trader car. He'll be looking to improve. Let's catch up now with Nabil Abdul from Supersport.
First time out at Scribanti, sure, it's a tight, technical little track. Really enjoying it, especially in the new car, the Gen 2s, a little bit more power, both torque and kilowatts, as well as got the new auto box. So it's required us to adjust our driving styles a little bit, without rowing the gears ourselves. It adds a different dynamic to the situation, but this thing is a proper little beast. And I'm happy to put it on P2 overall. I mean, hats off to Jason. The 86s are on the next level. I mean, they've got coastal air. So, they're not struggling like up at Kailami. So they're proper quick, light, nimble through the corners. So they're definitely gonna be the ones to beat. I don't think we're going to be catching anybody up front. But it's going to be an interesting first heat. I've got Mario right next to me. A little bit nervous once again. Got Paul right behind me. And then, of course, Carl, I think, is right up there as well, which is great to see. So it's going to be an interesting turn and run down to turn one.
Third overall and pole for the dealer challenge is Mario D'Souza.
So now quickest lap, I came across some guys that were, I think, warming up their tires and not looking in the mirrors, and it compromised the quick lap. Still happy, pole for the Corollas. It's going to be very hot. Tires are going to take quite a lot of pain because PE is very abrasive. It's a very abrasive track. So if I can get a nice clean start and open a gap, then we should be okay for the race. That's the plan, but we all know that sometimes what happens in planning doesn't really happen in the race. So keeping fingers crossed, but I'm very, very happy.
Let's catch up now with our pole man, Jason Kutsia.
Yeah, look, I mean, I think it's also, again, one of those laps that felt really hooked up. So, yeah, quite a special pole that I pulled off there, especially being P1 overall. So, yeah, I'm really happy with that.
Join us after the break for Race 1 action from the Toyota Gazoo GR Cup. Welcome back to action from the Toyota Gazoo Racing GR Cup. As we heard just before the break, it is a fantastic new car that joins the series. The upgrade in the Yaris is going to be in amongst the Corollas for our dealer team and media team challenge. But Jason Coetzee has put it on pole position overall for the 86 Cup. And they're going to be starting just ahead of everybody else. So we'll see how things go for Brandon van der Walt. Ken Swartz will definitely be looking to improve. And look out for Mbuso Ngwenya as well, starting from that front row as they head down towards turn 1. We're on board with Nabil Abdul. This is for the start of what is going to be the media and dealer team challenge. And in this brand new Yaris 8-speed box headed down towards turn 1, looks like he might have got the whole shot. Certainly at the front end from the 86 point of view, it's Jason Coetzee. And he's already starting to pull a bit of a margin there. Look at the gap he's got over Ngwenya and Ken Swartz. Brandon van der Walt tucked in behind that. The 86s and Yaris's head into turn 1, and there's a big fight in the mid-pack starting already as well. They head up to what was originally known as Toyota Hairpin. I suppose we could call it that now that we got Toyota Gazoo Racing back into the mix here. And at the back of the pack, keeping an eye out on Vatsi as well. Vatsi Mokonyana having a fantastic run there in her 86. But it is a big effort being put in here by the Corollas to match these brand new Yarises. It's the GR Cup Media Challenge versus our dealers. And Nabil Abdul currently leads out, as you can see, going through Chevy up towards Dunlop for the very first time. The man from Supersport leads on the road, but not too far behind him is the slightly more powerful, not as more powerful as what it used to be, with the 210 kilowatt Yaris is now getting that upped pace. They're only about 10 or 12 kilowatt difference there between these cars. But remember, one is an automatic, one is a 6-speed manual with rev matching, so it will definitely come into play at some point during the race. They're running 2x2 here in the 86s, as you can see. And it looks like Jason Coetzee has only got Ngwenya for company. Ken Swartz has got Brandon van der Walt tucked on his tail, looking for a way through there. And then you can see just further back from that is Jordan Moodley. Jordan Moodley looking for a chance now, possibly to squeeze up and just get onto the back end of that second pack. There's a phenomenal run here from Ngwenya. He hasn't been down to the circuit, and he's got to grips with it really quickly. And running with Jason Coetzee, who's had a number of occasions that he has raced at this one. Big move there from Jordan Moodley, just diving through and finding a way past. And looks like he might just have dropped down a couple of positions there. Oh, and as we get back into this pack, here comes Carl Koch. You saw and heard from Nabil how much he's improved. And with these new cars, he's loving life. It really is good to see. De Vos is up in the 3rd place overall, though. So the Toyota Academy man is doing a superb job. But some fights out there amongst the media. That's the way we like to see it. And, of course, they are just loving life in these new cars. Taking a little bit of different driving style for some of them. They've had to learn how to use that automatic box. But definitely Putin Punya not having any problems as the Times Live man just sneaks through and moves himself up one position up ahead of Kyle Koch. Big fight there between the two of them. And Andries de Villiers is about to join them. So at the front end, we're seeing a little bit of maneuvering at the front end there. Nabil Abdul and Mario de Souza getting away ever so slightly from the rest of this field. But just behind them, Rian Daru, and as I said, also keep an eye out on the hard charge coming out of De Vos. Fantastic effort there from him. And this is Nabil Abdul. Ooh, is this a dive on the inside for the overall? He has a look. Now he's going to be on the outside of Hanger. Oh, I don't know how much grip he's going to have out there, but let's see if he's able to hang on to it. That is fantastic driving. And he's made a stick. Gets up into the hairpin and gets through on one of the 86s. So absolutely perfectly placed to get that maneuver to stick. Now he's got a couple of cars up the road he's still got to catch. One is Ngwenya, the other one is Coetzee. Behind him, though, they're lining up in a big way, and you can see just how hard they're pushing. It's Mario de Souza, Jordan Moodley, Vanna Fenter in there as well, Rian Daru. We saw the fight there between Putin Punya and, of course, Andries de Villiers, and Carl Koch from Car Magazine has joined that party. Not too far behind that, you can see here they come. Lawrence Mini from Auto Trader, Rudy Bunzaya, and Dylan's in there as well. So it's just non-stop action through this pack of cars. And slowly but surely, looks like our media team are getting to the look and feel of these new Yarises. Side by side with the halfway Toyota. This is good stuff coming onto the main straightaway. Are they going to be able to use the slipstream effect? Remember, the wind is absolutely pumping down this main straightaway, so you've got to be very wary as to where you climb onto the brakes. And it looks like a little bit of a problem there for Vatsua. Vatsua just getting a little bit out of shape and opening up the door, allowing, is that Putti through? Yes, I think so. And with him goes Rian Daru. So a couple of changes there in that mid-pack. The 222 car, Vanna Fenter. Good effort there from him so far. Looking very good in about 4th or 5th place overall in class. Remember, there are 3 classes here. Whoa! Hello! Toyota Academy man having a big dive there to Foss and a big one and slams into the tyre barrier. So that's going to drop him right out of the proceedings, probably right to the back of the pack if he can get that car going again. But he slams into the tyre barrier on the outside after a little bit of a, maybe a little over-anxious move there to get through on the car ahead of him. No worries at the front end for these two. Jason Katsia has got a massive margin now over Ngwenya. Ngwenya with a similar margin over Justin Rogers. Justin Rogers having his best outing as well there for the 86 Brigade ahead of Brandon van der Walt. Ken Swartz has dropped down to 5th place, and looks like Nabil Abdul, as he mentioned, was not going to have enough time on the circuit to catch these very fast Toyota 86s. Remember, these are 2.4 naturally aspirated cars, but down here on the coast with the extra air and maybe lack of traction, Ngwenya very lucky to catch that one. That back wheel just stepped onto the dirty stuff and he was out of shape there properly. Get a little bit of driving there from the young man, but certainly a change of shorts moment, I think, there maybe as well. It's caught a number of drivers out in the past. You're not the first, and you're certainly not going to be the last one there, Muso. As we come into the checkered flag, the 86s is going to be taken by Jason Katsia. Perfectly done in the end, and that's the way you like to come to the line, with a little bit of breathing room so that you can enjoy the spoils of all the hard work done in race 1. It's Katsia from Ngwenya. Justin Rogers will come through and take 3rd place. Now we watch for Nabil Abdul to come through to win out what is going to be an epic fight between the Yaris's and Corollas in the media and dealer team championship. And Supersport takes it over the Motors Toyota of Mario de Souza. Right behind him, it's Jordan Moodley. He'll be 5th place overall in the 86s. And then coming to the line, we watch for Vanna Fenta, who is just in there with Rian Daru. And Andres Tavillas with a fantastic effort as well. Much better outing for a lot of these drivers, and they certainly have enjoyed the brand new Yaris here in PE at round 3 of the GR Cup. There are your official results. Jason Katsia beating out Mbuso Ngwenya and Justin Rogers, Brandon van der Walt and Ken Swartz the top 5 in 86s, with Nabil Abdul taking the media challenge and Mario de Souza taking the dealer challenge in race 1. Here's a replay of Paul de Vos from the Toyota Gazoo Racing Academy in his attempt to get through on Mario de Souza, and we caught up with him to see exactly how it all went down.
I was catching Mario quite quickly actually. I closed him down over the last lap, and I went onto the inside line. He moved across fairly late, not his fault. He moved across to defend, and I stayed out on the right-hand side, which was obviously the dirty side of the track. Feel like the wind gave a bit of assistance there, and off onto the grass and put it into the tyre wall.
Another win for the Motors Toyota man, Mario de Souza.
The start was fine. I managed to sit in 1st position behind Nabil. And from almost lap 1 I had understeer with the car. I had to be very careful with the way I applied the power, because the moment I got a little bit excited it just pushed the nose. And then obviously when it cuts to 4-wheel drive, then it becomes even worse. So you've got to be even more careful. So I could see Paul was catching in the slower stuff, and going into the hairpin, I think the 2nd last lap, he was close, so I closed the door. He went further in, but he missed his brake markers, I think, and then I gave him room because I knew that he wasn't going to stop. So he went straight. If I wasn't awake, it could have been a decent one, but fortunately we got away with it. 1st in class, very happy with the result.
Supersport's Nabil Abdul must be pretty happy with Cupcake version 2.0.
I love this circuit. Tight, technical. I initially thought that, you know what, I'm going to let the bigger boys just, overtake me and let them have their race, and I'll just, manage the tires and that. But, once the red mist came down, I was like, scrap that idea. We're going all the way. What a fantastic race. I saw that De Souza was behind me. I was also trying to manage some tires, just to save some tires for the next round, because we know how abrasive the circuit is here. I would have liked a couple of more laps. It all went very quickly, but I assume race 2 is going to go just as quick.
Let's catch up now with overall victor of race 1, Jason Katsia.
Yeah, look, the car is handling super well, so yeah, I think we need to keep that going. But yeah, otherwise, the beginning I made 1 or 2 mistakes, and then I started getting into a rhythm, started pulling a gap, so yeah, just maintaining from then on.
High fives and smiles all round. Join us off the break for race 2 of the GR Cup. That's some serious action that young man's got going, and there was a big crowd of two-wheelers that came out to enjoy the four-wheeled action that was part and parcel of GR Cup coming to Kwabaga. We've seen some improvements from a lot of drivers and some new cars out on circuit for race number 1. A couple of adjustments being done now by the team at GR to ensure that the cars are ready to go now for race 2. Ken Swartz will certainly be looking to go a little bit higher up than what he finished up, and he's going to give Jason Garcia and Mbuso a bit of a run for their money. But it's going to be absolutely action-packed, as always, as we get ready to go now for race number 2 in the Toyota Gazoo GR Cup. As the lights go out, it's 8 laps of action now, with the 86ers leading the pack down towards turn 1. Not such a big gap there between the two categories this time out, but Jason Garcia is certainly looking to try and hang on to the lead of his pole position that he got earlier on in the weekend. A good start from Mario D'Souza. He starts from pole position this time as well, and he's going to try and keep Nabil Abdul out into turn number 1. It is Garcia who leads out, but how's that? Sneaking through there, Justin Rogers, I think, has moved up into second place. What a start there from Rogers. A much better start from Ken Swartz as well. He's tucked into the pack of those first 4 86ers as we go on board here with Nabil. Following D'Souza around, and this is not where he wants to be. He'd like to be up ahead of Mario D'Souza. He'll be watching in those rearview mirrors because he's going to have Paul de Vos and Van Afanta up close and personal right from the word go. He also mentioned the fact that there's a highly abrasive circuit and the tyres are going to start to take some strain. Maybe not now, but halfway through, definitely going to start to feel it. Is Nabil Abdul in second place. Up there into third place looks like Van Afenta, and then you got Carl Koch, Puchempania as well, up there as well, super run from him. But watch out for the return of the Toyota Gazoo Driving Academy man. Paul de Vos is looking to turn things around. Oh, Vatsi's got some problems. Vatsiwa, unfortunately, she's going to miss even the entrance to the pit lane because this big pack comes flying through on the inside. I think she wanted to go into the pits, but didn't quite work out there. She's going to have to do an extra lap here on a slightly ailing 86 that she's got underneath her. As they come across the line, no changes there. Nabil Abdul still in second place. Look at the gap there. Slightly more power in that 6-speed manual of the Corolla as he heads down towards turn 1. Remember, there's a massive tailwind here, so you've got to watch your braking because it can catch you out. We've seen it on numerous occasions here in the past, and almost there, in fact, from Nabil. He started to feel the effects of that additional bit of wind coming from the back end of the car, and it pushed him into turn 1, which has allowed him to close the gap slightly, but it's also allowed De Vos to close down on him, because with that little squirrel into turn 1, it just meant he had to come off the loud pedal a bit. And then, of course, with that automatic box now, he's got to try and work it out in amongst the 2 manual-driven cars that are now sandwiching him top and bottom. Remember, once again, as you see those hazard lights come on, these are stock standard road cars, so all of the systems work in these cars that they would normally have on the road. So when those hazard lights come on, it's the ABS system kicking in under hard braking. And that's exactly what you can see there as they come through there and push hard. And what a start there from Mpanya and Koch. They are going to resume their battle from race number 1 for honours in the podium positions for the media challenge. Exactly what we like to see. The challenges all the way through, but there's always that rivalry between the media and the dealers. No rivalry more exciting than the one out front here, but it doesn't look like there's an answer from Ngwenya, Rogers, Swartz or Van der Walt to the pace that's being set up front here by Jason Garcia. He is looking for a perfect weekend in PE, and so far it looks like it's on the cards. Up into third place, Ken Swartz being closed down, or Ken Swartz actually now closing down. A little change up there, didn't quite see that. Justin Rogers was higher up earlier on. He's now fallen into the clutches of Ken Swartz. Behind them come Mudley, and it's going to be a bit of a tough ask there between them and Van der Walt. So all the 86ers trying to stay at the front end and keep those Corollas and Yaris's behind. Ooh, someone's run wide. That's an off-track excursion there. I think that might be Jordan Mudley. Yes, it is. Jordan Mudley running off the circuit through Chevy. That might give a little sniff there to Mario D'Souza and Nabil Abdul to catch him. But we saw Mudley had some good pace. So they're going to have to work hard. What's going to slow these guys down slightly is the defensive driving that D'Souza's going to have to do now on Nabil. As they come out of Dunlop corner, pushing it to the limit. As they come through there, he opens up a little bit of a margin, and with that, De Vos has also lost a little bit of ground to Nabil Abdul. In the background, someone putting wheels on the dirt. That's not what you want to be doing. Those tyres are already taking enough strain. Don't add some dirt to those tyres' ability to hold traction. This is a fantastic run as well out of Justin Rogers. Certainly one of the best drives we've seen out of him since he joined the Gazoo Racing GR86 Brigade. He's got a little bit of pressure coming though from Swartz. Ken Swartz has had a fantastic outing only a couple of weekends ago in karting. He wanted to try and capitalize on that and turn it into an 86 win here in PE, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Ken Swartz is down in 4th, so he'll be looking possibly to just maintain that 4th place, see if he can squeeze Rogers at the end of the race for a chance of the podium. But all-important point scoring is what you need right now. Consistency is key when it comes to this type of racing when the cars are so evenly matched. And that's how evenly matched they are between the Yaris's and the Corollas. Look at this stuff coming down here. Brilliant. It's the 222 with Carl Koch on his tail. Werner Venter having a phenomenal dice there with Koch, Mpunya and Daru. Daru not quite there. And then just behind that, Andries de Villiers. But Siwa has stayed out, but she's in amongst the media and dealer challenge. So right in the thick of it out there as well. Not a bad place to learn though. Oh, someone needs to learn how to come out of Dunlop. That's definitely not what you want to be doing as you come out of that corner. You've got to stay on the grey stuff here. You cannot afford to go onto the dirt. Not with this amount of laps left over. Well, I can see there's a big charge here from Mbuso, but has he got an answer? It doesn't look like it to Kutsia. Equally distant there between the first 4 cars on track. They don't think there's going to be any changes here between these first 4. It certainly looks like that perfect weekend is going to go to Jason Kutsia. Much improved drive from Justin Rogers. Ken Swartz scratching that helmet a little bit, going, hang on a second, I had good pace at the last round. What's going on with this car? Why have I not got the pace here this weekend? Let's see what I can do, maybe heading into the next round at Swartkops. Further back, as I said, Brandon van der Walt and Jordan Moodley have survived. They've not been caught by this pack of cars. And these guys are fighting so hard. That's probably why. The roller Toyota diving through on the inside there. Fantastic. Rian Daru joining the pack now, looking for a way through. Can he find it? As he goes side by side as they're coming through Chevy, heading up towards Dunlop. And at the front end, of course, the top 3 have got away. But this little fight has been going literally all 8 laps. Fantastic to see that. And it is definitely much improvements coming out of the likes of Venter, Koch, Mpunya and Daru. And we want to see more of the same of that, please, guys. Keep it up. It is top quality stuff, and that's why this big crowd have come out here to enjoy the action at Aldo Scribanti. So on to the final time through Chevy. Jason Kutsia just keeping it smooth. Doesn't want to do anything wrong here to get that 86 to the line and to the checkered flag and wrap up a phenomenal day's racing here for this young man. Definitely looking forward to where he's going to go and what Toyota's plans are for him once he takes this championship. If he does, it's not done yet. We're only into the 3rd round and there's still a long way to go. But if he keeps up this kind of pace, he's going to be a tough man to beat. Ngwenya for 2nd and Rogers for 3rd. His first podium, beating out Ken Swartz. D'Souza's going to hang on to win the overall between the media and the dealers, but he's going to take the dealer team as he comes across the line there just behind Brandon van der Walt and Jordan Moodley. 2nd place, Nabil Abdul and Paul de Vos comes through for 3rd place. So a fantastic battle between them. So Kutsia, Ngwenya and Rogers are your top 6 in the 86s, with Mario D'Souza taking the dealer team championship. And well done to Nabil Abdul for another victory there too. But massive improvements from Mputi, Andries de Villiers and Rudy Bunzaya. And a clean sweep for Jason Kutsia.
Look, I think it's really nice points that we took away from this weekend. So yeah, really happy with that. And yeah, I mean, my car was on rails the whole weekend, so really thankful to Toyota for making sure the car is all 100%. So yeah, let's see at the next round.
Double on the day there for Nabil Abdul as well from Supersport.
It was nice to be up there with him and Paul, but I had to think of the longer game, maintain the temps of the car and just ensure that I'm not overcooking it, keeping the tires and the brakes in check, because it started getting a bit hot out there and things were sliding around, we're getting a bit squirrely and things can get a bit dangerous, so it wasn't worth the risk. But I'm so happy to come home with win overall for the Yaris class, and looking forward to the next round.
A double win in the Corollas for the Motors Toyota man, Mario D'Souza.
It was lots of fun. I must say, I enjoyed the second race a lot more than the first race. Obviously, starting first, you can determine the pace into the first corner. And then I didn't want to do what I did the first heat. I took it easy in the beginning so that the front tires wouldn't cook or overheat. So that, I had some tire life left at the end of the race. And that's what happened. Towards the end of the race, the last 3 or 4 laps, I was able to open the gap to Nabil, but I was seeing that him and Paul were having an absolutely humdinger. So 2 wins in the day, extended the championship. I'm very, very, very happy. Thank you very much to the Gazoo racing guys, Toyota South Africa, and obviously my own sponsor, Motors Toyota. It was a fantastic weekend.
The next round of the Toyota Gazoo Racing GR Cup heads to just west of the capital city, Pretoria, to the Swartkops International World of Motoring on the 21st of June. And there's going to be some cheaters out there trying to get to the front end to catch Mario de Souza, Jason Kutsia and Nabil Abdul, who have all extended their leads in their overall championships in the GR Cup. We're looking forward to all that action, and come and join us at Swartkops and on our live stream feed on YouTube and Facebook. Remember, the 21st of June at Swartkops. All this GR Cup action was proudly brought to you by Toyota Gazoo Racing.